Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Underrail. We know fair fight, and we're still plundering the Underwater Station Alpha, and we found medical records. Oh, there's only... the others are all not available? Only of Todd. Full name, Todd Agnes Newman. 175 centimeters high, 99 kilo, blood pressure, blood type, allergies, aspirin, dust, and nickel. Testosterone, free testosterone. I'm not a medic. I cannot say if that is good. Preferred range, that's okay. That's a little bit under. That is okay. That is okay. So free testosterone is bad. Notes. Oh, this is for what you can use the medicine. Okay. No handmaidens available and no supervisor. Yeah, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, free stuff. No more free stuff? No more free stuff? No more free stuff. Medical card? Maybe here? Nothing. Oh, we can open that gate. That would be useful. No, we can open that. We could open as many gates as we can. I've not looked into that medical card. Why? Nothing. There's one more gate control. Okay, it doesn't help us that much though. Oh, there is one locker we have not tried. Maybe that locker and something in there that we can use. Yay! Empty syringes. Great. Bandages. Fine by me. And I always hear this guy running around. Most of the dishes are moldy and appear through they haven't been touched a long time. There is one disgusting puke green mass in the sink as well. Ugh. Come on. Why is he not holding this stuff here in better shape? Disgusting. Okay, we must be sure that he's not close when we open that thing forcefully. Because I think he will go nuts if we try. Oh crap. Hello! Mr. Whatever. Just go away. Thank you. Oh yay! Guns! A lot of guns. Well, actually one gun and a lot of ammunition, but still. Very strange that he has no problem with us running around here. Because we're just plundering the entire section. Goggles, fine by me. Nothing else here. I think we just bring some of the... oh, shield generator? Good shield? No. A bad shield generator. What was I thinking? Okay. Okay, let's talk to this guy. He observes you with caution, panting heavily while the same thing trying to be as still as possible. He takes his time with greeting. Hi. Hi. Takes him some time to respond. Hi. I never thought I'd find someone alive down here. I'm alive. Who are you anyway? My name is Todd. My name is Todd. Todd Newman. Nice to meet you, mister. Is there anyone else here, Todd? No. One here. There are only two families living here. The Newmans and the Ovinders. Todd, who are you talking to? Oh god, I think I remember. This guy's nuts. By the depths, what is all this commotion? He pauses. Who is this person? Who is this person, boy? Mother, father, this is outsider. He came from outside. From the outside speak. It's a man. Leave it, Shelley. Woman wouldn't have made a difference anyway. The boy is useless. Does he think we're breeding material? Angus, don't draw attention to it in front of the visitor. Who gives a damn, woman? If only we had more children, Sally, many children, then we could afford a failure or two. Mother, father, not in front of Mr. Outsider, please. Why you also have to be so mean to me? Why? Shut up, you sniveling idiot, shut up. Do not interfere. Listen to me. You stop talking to this person this instant, and return to your exercise. You got that, boy? You got that? You listen to your father now, Todd, and don't forget to eat your nutrient bars that I prepared for you. Yes, mother, father. Sorry, mister, I have to go exercise. Wait. Why do you have to exercise? He jogs away. Oh, no, you're not. I can't talk, I have to exercise. Can I speak to your parents? I need some help, it's urgent. I fear father's coming, I have to go. Have you an microchip in your hand? I hear father coming, I have to go, I have to exercise. May I speak to your parents? I'll ask. We are the Oviders, but they say you can join them, Mr. Outsider. Lead the way to them, whoever that is. Ah, the second family. Lead the way. Ah, Mr. Outsider, so you're the visitor the Newmans have been telling us about. The one the Newmans have been telling us about. Actually, my name is Calderon. The kid got carried away. Stig Ovinder. Astra Ovinder. Our daughter Savannah couldn't be present. Yes, we're Shelley and August Newman. Welcome. We apologize about what you've heard during the first encounter. Yes, we're sorry if the boy did something embarrassing. He's an imbecile. Forgive our son, Calderon. He's been doing plenty of exercise lately. We all make mistakes when we're tired. Isn't that right, Angus? Isn't that right? Where are you from? Southgate Station. Another station. Where is that? Tell us more about the outside. Sure. But first, how much do you actually know about the outside? What's there to know? It's nothing but filthy water. Presumably our guest is wondering if we know what's above all that water, beyond what we can see through our windows, or have been told by our great-parents. Oh boy, they're down here for a long time, is that possible? Wait, you don't have a picture of any kind of data from the past? Not as much as we like. A long time ago there was a great energy emission that wiped out almost all of the data from the settled database. Documents, pictures, video files. Barely anything survived. Barely. So we tried to rely on the bits that have survived the Great Fall, the aforementioned emission, the disunion, and everything up until now. Rely on this artistic renditions, or what things might be like outside. Well, how do you imagine the outside then? I'd like to think that this water is in a large room, a room so large that you can spread your arms and run around and not bump into anything, and there is a tower in the middle. A tower with a great blue light on top. I saw that in a painting. Well, maybe Biocorp destroyed it, but then again, maybe they didn't. Biocorp destroys everything. I don't know, my father told me there's no ceiling above the water. It's just one big empty. Yeah, he cannot be from the surface, they're not that old. What would you see when you look up? Nothing. All black, I think. Some people were talking about, yeah, I remember it clearly. They were talking about there being a natural light up there. Dome-sized, even bigger. But that would be light on the tower Shelley mentioned. It would be. We all know from experience that if you want light, you have to make a light source. Light doesn't just shine out of nothing. With that, I can agree. I just realized we never actually discussed anything like this before. How exciting. Astra, what do you think about this there? Almost everything is water, and on the water there's stations. Some are under the water, but most are above. Our people like stations above water, while the sub-Islanders like stations underwater. It explains the psychological differences between our two people. Besides, we note that the sub-Islanders came from Atlantis to Lemuria many years ago, before moving here. Atlantis, that is the another station. Does make sense. As for the question, how do we measure the world above? There is some land there, we know that. Islands. These bits of land are called islands. They're stations there too. In general, people live in stations. It's warm, safe from where other creatures live outside. Oh boy, you're wrong. Has to be cold outside. Cannot imagine the size of heat that it will take to warm up that kind of space. And it's probably unsanitary. Yuck. I never let Todd touch anything unclean. It catches all sorts of things. But he's a good boy, and he listens. I tell him to wash his hands and take a bath. You're overreacting, Shelley. It's his immunity. Do you want him to get ill, Agnes? Do you? Kelroy. How about you tell us about what's really outside? Oh, yes, please. Up there, there's no land outside anymore, just Warple. People live on floating platforms. No, that's not true. Biocorp destroyed the outside with their vile weaponry. A few human beings survived beyond us. There's plenty of land left, but it's dark and lifeless. No, that's not true. There's a large storming cavern, but there's also plenty of land. The land is populated by various groups of people fighting each other all the time. Soldiers, pirates, savages. Yeah, the outside is barely any water left. There's one of the rare places where one needs a submersible to reach the bottom. The floating light burns to the ground so much that people don't come out until it's gleam outside for a brief period of time. When they do, they fight over the drinking water. The lush rendering has grown out of the proportion of the biocorp left and covers land and water alike. This thorny, poisonous, often carnivorous vegetation makes traveling nearly impossible. This is all rubbish! None of that is true! Well, maybe this is. So we take that. Fascinating. Oh my. By the depth, that's unimaginable. Life is so dangerous outside, I can't imagine how unclean it must be. Who exactly are the sub-Islanders? We are. That would be us, the Ophilians. We are the last of our people in Lemuria. Me, my wife, and our daughter Sveniva. Sweet, sweet Charles, our daughter-in-law. Sub-Editors come from Lemuria, way before the Great War, and we've been together since. Yes, our numbers were modest at the beginning. We came from Atlantis, a station that is said to be a place called the North, in the direction of the docking dome, but way beyond. Our people were adapted to living in conditions the native Lemurians were not. The conditions you witnessed here. We don't need much room, much light, much movement. The station was built with us in mind. It's just much like Atlantis, the senior Sublanders used to say. The Sub-Islanders were perfect for working here and helping the Lemurian community. We performed mining duties, technological research, and along the way maintained our culture that survived the integration, that is. We did live separately from the native Lemurians until the Great War, though. Then, many years later, the disunion happened. We greatly admire the Sub-Islander language, yes, isn't that so? I have to add it that we've been always invade Astra and her beautiful name. It sounds so open and bright. It's with the two A's, one at the beginning and one at the end. Svenja sounds gorgeous as well. Thank you, Sally. Tell me about the disunion. It's a separation of our two people, unfortunately a violent one. After the Great War, most prominent native Lemurians arrived in the Abyssal Station. Most ministers, their families, everyone else has been selected. All was well from the start. Biocorp never found this location, and the natives integrated into the Sub-Islanders populations very well. Sub-Islander population. There was no segregation, and the two people lived together, room to room. There was one place where the natives didn't fit in. The Research Development Dome had two sectors, General Laboratory Section and the Special Laboratory Section. With General and Special. Okay. The Special Laboratories performed highly advanced specialized research, and they were composed of respondent Atlantean researchers who preferred working their own way and didn't like the outsiders. Some of these were my great-grandparents, and everything I'm telling you was passed down through generations. The bloody lab. To depths with it. Agnes. Do not interject. It's bad manners. It didn't take long before arguments over the administration of the special laboratories and the direction of its research made all the native scientists leave. As years went by, this spread to general laboratories as well. One can say these were the earliest signs of tensions between the sub-islanders and the natives. And the years went by and the two peoples coexisted less and less. The medical problems with the native Lemurians suffered from being incapable of living and confined out of the station. The resource necessary for medication, special accommodation, and later even artificial means of reproduction, it became a growing problem. The condition itself, it was seen as a weakness in the eyes of the proud Atlantean sub-endless and an obstacle to their future. Okay, weakness. Most of the sentiments originated in the R&D dome, where the disagreements even among the sub-islanders themselves. Some felt that the researchers took the views far too strange in some ways, unreal. Their behavior changed as well. Their families who lived in the residential domes spoke worried about their beloved ones returning after days, weeks of absence, with obsessions regarding our ancient sub-island culture, about going outside, the future and the past, the hatred toward the native sickness. That is, while they were still returning. Oh, don't even want to imagine it. There was a moment in the time when no one left the dome. All who went there stayed there. Thus the station was in a station of fear, and security was on high alert. Then, about a century ago it happened. The gates of R&D opened, and armed sub-islanders, disunionists, started pouring out, dressed in clothes described only as horrifying. They spoke in our old sub-islander language. My grandfather, a sub-islander historian, told me so himself, and awarded this language the epithet bastardized. The Kafirity was where the largest battle happened. This madman wanted to kill everyone. Everyone! This dome was just a massacre. The disillusionists killed their own family members who refused to join them, and the one they could reach. Those who survived managed to lock themselves in and defend the second residential dome and the one beyond, food processing and aquaponics. Power dome remained sealed as well. The disillusionists left for outside through the docking. They took the pre-war subspheres. They left corpses and desolation behind them. About 20 or so survivors, mostly native Lemurians, and about 3 disjointed sub-Icelandic families, which could later all merged into the Ovides. Oh, these are the snake people! These guys that come from the R&D, whereas the ancestors of the snake people. They're like the Revengers from Firefly. Good, we killed them all. There was, of course, some unfriendliness at the time, and some regrettable things were done, and we all got along well after that. Yes. It's horrible, isn't this? Us, we're all born that way, and after all that, we have nothing against sub-islanders, but our grandparents, they lived through it, they remembered it. There were beatings, murders, suicides. Agnes, please, let's not go into details, it's all in the past. But it's the truth, damn! The disunions destroyed all the things we needed to stay. Agnes, enough. We better end it here. It's a difficult subject for all. How did Lemuria get its name? Oh, you see, by the depths, that's a tricky one. I think Lemuria means lost land. Maybe our ancestors rediscovered whatever it's up here where they have been lost in the past. I believe that it actually means sunken land. It makes more sense, seeing that we live underwater. From my understanding, it is the fact that land or island bridge. You must remember, Shelley, that life wasn't always submarine. The bridge could be a symbolic bridge between the native Lemurians and the old and the new life. I think it's some kind of fish or crustacean called lemur. This either lived where your ancestors first came, or were named so because they were bred by the Lemurians themselves. Makes sense, could be. They know nothing! Oh boy. Do you know anything about this thing called an acorn? No. What is that? All I know, it's a Great War technology that is somehow connected to certain machines capable of traversing great distances, even reaching the surface. It's beyond the outside. The surface, high technology, Agnes. I don't know anything about it, child. By the depths, if it's that important, it has to be at the Research and Development Dome. That's where all the important technology was brought during the war. My ancestors were researchers in the dome, but I've never told anything about this Archon. Could have been taken during the disunion. I had questions about the station itself. What other domes are there? Well, they're docking by the cafeteria. It's where you came from, I suspect. Then there are manufacturing, residential 1, this one, residential 2, food processing, aquaponics, power, and final research and development. Tell me about manufacturing. It's the largest dome, easily 3 times larger than docking. There was so much space above our heads, so much that you could stand on someone's shoulders and still have room above. But it was sealed off after a fire many years ago, back when I was a boy. Those days we could still produce things with the machines that survived the disunion. Docking dome. You came from there, right? Via submarine or a subsphere, right? It is, after all, the station's only connections to the outside, the place where our ancestors arrived to their future home after being driven out of their former homes by Biocorp, where the war for them ended. The same place where yet another war ended. Residential Dome 1. Wait, that's where we're in right now. That's where we live. All of us. The Ovidirs and have their own room. Agnes and I have our own room. And Todd and Sana have their own room. We all spend all of the time here. I work in the doctor's office. Mr. Newman in his workshop. And my wife works here as well. I work here as well. I spent half of the time in the food processing dome. The rest of the time is spent here. Not much to do elsewhere. Most of the fighting took place there. During the disunion, you know, the cafeteria was there. Please forgive me. I don't know when I even started. Food processing. Well, food processing and aquaponics are 2 sections of a single dome. Yes, think of that that way. It's where I work. Aquaponics is a wonderful self-contained automated system which unifies breeding aquatic life and growing plants, all for our nourishment. And all of this process and the other part of the dome, that's my job. I make sure that we're eating up to the highest standards. And the boy sent it all to depths single-handedly. He didn't send anything to the depths. I asked him to keep an eye out for a leak while you were busy repairing the door in your room, you remember? He flooded the whole damn dome. The pipe burst. Why must you be so difficult, woman? The boy was tampering with the pressure controls on our console and fixed the leak. Then he started tuning the values to fix what he fixed, and the uncoordinated idiot. This is his father, and he really doesn't like his son. He's unhampered with the fixed by playing with the valves, and it all went to the depths. Remember that, Shelley, don't you? Angus, Angus, Angus. My son is not a lunatic roaming around the station, sabotaging everything. If he was there, it was because I needed his help. He did what you said, but we had to because you weren't there. Now, I don't want to talk about it anymore. You're embarrassing us in front of everyone. Stop it. Don't you care? We have enough food to last us a long time. We'll pump the water out and restore the dome and forget about all of this. The power dome. That would both be the southern exit, but it's sealed. Our power generators are there. There's no way to repair them if they will function, no spare parts. And the last one who knew how to service them was Shelley's old man. But they do work well still. That's why we don't want the boy going there. Research and development. That would be the western exit, but it's blocked. It's locked. Everyone says it's locked. No one goes there. No one should go there. Curse it in the depths. Can it be opened? Of course, our family has access to it. The Newmans are direct descendants of the last technology minister Theodore Newman, so his family was always had the privilege of station full access. But the Ovidirs do too, of course. But the dome has a place of tragic history and probably great danger, but it hasn't been maintained in a century. Okay. Excuse me, how did you get here exactly? I'm looking for the Alcon, the thing I asked you about. Ah, yes. What do you intend to do with it when you find this Alcon? Are you just going to leave it and that's it? Are more outsiders going to come here? I have to clip up the dome. I'll take you with me. You mean outside, Keller? We cannot leave this station. It's too difficult to explain them too late. Our children, you see, Todd and Sienna problems. There's a different world outside. Okay, we have to ask more questions. I'd like to know more about you. Well, go first with the Avengers, don't mind where to start. We're descended from the Lemurians, which took refuge here, refuge from Biocorp. The Newmans were reputable architects, you see. We're the ones who designed Lemuria, and Theodore Loosman was the last technology minister, a powerful man. Surely wouldn't become the prime minister if things had turned out the way they did. I'm the direct descendant of the great composer Kurt Reiluch? Yes, although there are many family names left anymore, my father used to say, make my sons less you want your last name extinct. Make sons unless you want your last name to go extinct. A fate which befell most sub-Icelanders. Most of our family names were lost due to old family name inherent laws. Completely lost. Yes, but our family has survived to this day, so did yours. To this day. Are you really the only ones here? There are no servants left. The two families are the last ones, the only ones. Most servants were destroyed during the disunion, and we had no means of replacing certain components for the ones that remained operational. I do manage to activate the strongmen from time to time, when need be, but they won't last very long. I have to match working components between them. Yes, we used to have a modded handmaiden mode. Sellian mode. We had some strongman parts, but only interior. She acted as nanny of sorts for Todd and Jenna, you see, when they were little. Just watched over them and did simple tasks. The old skull's still around, but I had to deactivate her after she malfunctioned. Oh, don't remind me. Todd couldn't sleep for a week. Strongman power is similar yet different to handmaidens. Okay. I'd like to talk about Todd. Can you let Todd unlock the R&D for me? The boy unlocks it now. What's next? He'll go there and screw everything up, floods the station. There could be germs there, viruses. He could get sick, or follows you, hurt himself. Yet unknown spaces are likely to cause him stress, plenty of stress. Besides, he's got to exercise. Todd suffers from numerous health problems, both psychological and physiological. Okay, that's obvious because he has mental issues. Life there is truly difficult, yes. But worst of all, Todd has fertility problems. The boy's useless. There's still hope for him and Sienna to have a child, but it all depends on him. We've threatened Todd for years. There's only so much I can do. Nope. Agnes. You don't think highly of your son, do you? How can I? My son, my blood, the carrier of my genes, yet he can't even learn to use a simple tool bracer. I've tried teaching him many things, but he always finds a way to screw it all up. Damn it to the depths. With these hands alone I've maintained the stations ever since my father died. May his spirit float freely. With these hands I've brought servants back to life to take care of our families, saved us all from flooding, the loss of electrical power on numerous occasions, and my son can't even maintain his own room. What only these things could do... The only thing these hands couldn't do was rise a man. I found this thing in the machine shop. My tool bracer. But moron lost all of the tools. Can you show me how it works? Boss, after some hesitation, well, you put it on like this. He takes the bronze and puts his arm through it, having the decorated transparent section facing up. Then he quickly presses on the root of his thumb with his fingers, which causes the straps to automatically tighten themselves around the forearm's interior size. The strap still works. So how to use it? It's all gesture based. There is a sensor in the wrist that detects even the most minor random movements. Pressing the root thumb activates and deactivates gesture recognition, but you can program it by your liking. He checks the connector and base of the device corroded. The tools inside are held by electromagnets, so you can move your hand to rotate them around your arm and have them inserted into your hand, all very smoothly, unless the magnetic focuser is going to the depths. It also picks up tools and replaces them with new ones. Wow! Once you have the hang of it, you can work really fast. In the past, there were some expert engineers who can use 2 braces at the same time, but their bloodlines lied out sadly. Their skills left untold. Can I try it on? There are no tools in it. I don't care. Put it on. He reaches for his other tight, pushing his hand right through his suit into the impressible pocket. From it he pulls out some kind of metal rivet, and some he does so his pocket seals back to invisibility. He opens the tool brace you covered, puts the rivet on the right in the middle, the magnets snap into it and closes. This'll do it there. Okay, so we wait. Now press the root with your thumb with your fingers, just a quick one. Okay, we have to be stupid because otherwise he thinks that Todd is the idiot. Now, if we are the idiots, he will think Todd is a genius. Ooh, what? Damn it to the depths. The root to your thumb. This thing. How do I press it? Like this. And there. Now let's say you need to use a Huss wrench. In this case, size 8 check rivet. It's position 1. Move your hand a bit straight line. What do you mean move up? Come on, child. Pay attention, damn it. Move your whole arm up. Should we really anger him that much? Did I say arm? Hand! Hand! It's not that difficult. Oh, actually it is. Make a cycle with your hand. Just up, no cycling. Just move your hand up. Now what? By the depths. How hard can it be to follow a simple instructions? Can you get it through your thick skull? Boy, I mean child. This is a miracle Todd learned how to use this tool braces with you around. What do you mean learned? The boy is as useless as... I've been practicing when father wasn't looking. I didn't want him to be useless. It's just hard, damn it, hard. Just like my father taught me before his. I knew I had to teach my own boy everything I know. But he's so slow But the tool bracer, he can use it. He clearly can. Okay. Shelley. This is his mother, right? She's overly protective. But... she's a family guy. Shelley. You may be a bit too protective of Todd. I beg to differ. I was protective as a mother as could be. That's my duty. Todd is a perfectly capable young man. He will always be things where mother knows best and mistakes happen. Mistakes happened, like in the aquaponics. There are many ways he could hurt himself, but he needs to eat well. And why should he worry about his mother in an elementary technician? It's my expertise. I can prepare everything for him. No matter how old he is, to me he's still a little boy from our family portrait. I've seen you, it's real nice. What do you remember about this? I'm not sure. It seems like this is always getting through. The Great War. The Great War. If it weren't for it, we'll all be running across the wonderful reedy meadows. Is that true? They destroyed everything. Speaking of which, the majestic reed field choose as a picture background will look great. Thank you! Choose that one, last time. Agnes picked something dull, static, minimalistic. Uninteresting. I wanted something visually stunning that captured the better prosperous times of our history. The Ovid did the same with their portrait, only that the sub-islander culture is different. Okay. I think we should avoid that point. I'm not sure. We've already talked about the war. You did well. Thank you. I did my best as mother and wife, and the only elementary technician. I have to think about everything, but my mother has always taught me to be strong. You have to let it go. Let it out. Let it out. So I have my bondir where I can go. And web, yes, nothing to be ashamed of. It releases negative emotions. Does it? She looked good. If I remember that right. You may. But we all look well, don't we? My husband doesn't like taking pictures, though. But he does his best. Okay. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about these. Should find something that she's good in. She did feed him well. Our son needs our help. He's so much to worry. And he can possibly make time for everything. That's why I'm here. My husband, of course. But she looked worries. Yet on a portrait, his only worry seems to be trying to put the best smile for the camera. Yes, I love that. He was so charming. Where that reed meadow real, although I don't think I've let him time to be in a suit. His father-in-law must be working super hard with Todd. He spends most of his time in the dome. It's the safest and cleanest. Stig, yes, of course. He is, after all, the only physician around. They're our only friends here. Well, there's no one else left. Obviously, in-laws, nothing but the best about them. Really, especially sweet Sienna. Yes, she looked pretty. Beautiful woman. Todd is a lucky guy. Yes, the two of them. Just after that portrait has been taken, they disappeared, both of them. They couldn't find them at all. I was mortified. We searched the entire station. And then Agnes heard giggling in some utility space behind one of the wall petals. They were happy. I don't think ever saw him happier. So the happiest they've been when he ran away to a dark, dirty wall section with Sienna. Father beat me really hard when he found us. Agnes disciplined him for, I say, Todd was happy. Yeah, he was about to, go down with her. Oh boy, these guys are all nuts. Stig, do you think the regiment you would put to Thrill is really good for his physique? The mental state is indeed delicate. Ted is suffering from a complex form of infantile regression, a condition in which a person regresses to an early stage of development, adapting childish manners and behavior. It serves as a defense mechanism to protect the psyche from an unacceptable reality, in this case, his fertility problems. However, his mind and body are interconnected. His problems fundamentally are physiological in nature, so threatening these issues will inevitably reflect positively on his mental state. There's an old Lemurian saying, a healthy mind in a healthy body. Well, that's Latin, actually. Exercise will not only help him to get fit, but also help him to reduce stress, as exercises decreases tension, elevates the mood, improves sleep and self-esteem. I have years and years of Todd's test results on my computer, which have led me to these conclusions. I've seen the results. He has got low testosterone levels. Could this be due to stress? Yes, amongst other things. Stress is affected testosterone levels negatively, which, when the results is important, that's why we need to keep it to a minimum through exercise, while keeping him in an environment in which he can feel safe as possible. You ask that Todd opens the R&D dome for you, and in the end itself will be stressful for someone who is in a delicate condition. Keeping him in the dome is going to be more stressful in the long run. Having a new unknown space before him, one that has been described as dangerous when repeatedly, is bound to cause him a lot of stress. The known is rarely scarier than the unknown. He'll also feel pressured to make a mistake, even if it's just a simple thing. I know how implants work. I'll make sure he's fine. Yeah, we really do that. Let's say it all goes well. But what if later on he opens the gates where he's alone and something happens to him? He shouldn't live in a constant fear of everything, which he actually does at the moment. What if something in fact goes wrong and the gate opens? Something that's an actual threat. Well, we have a gun. We'll take care of it. He'll see everything. He can be overcome. Understand. I think I understand what you mean. It's his low testosterone that makes him less of a man. It's not being a man that keeps his testosterone low. Yes, yes. Native Lemurians, how different they are. I've grown distant to Todd after years of him and Sienna not being able to make a child. His problems prevented it. I've been working for years to improve his health. And I've worked for years, okay? I feel like another patient. Yes, we've grown distant, Astra and I and him. Moreover, I believe there's no longer a kind relationship with his wife. Well, Todd needs more independence and space. This combined with moderate physical ability could improve his health, mental or otherwise. Astra. A strange thing happened. Toss pauses. Then he appears to be suddenly fallen out of character. Please speak to my husband. Can I speak to Sienna? Unfortunately, no. Can you let Todd unlock the R&D gate for me? I suppose we can trust him to unlock it. You've been convinced of freedom of movement, and my husband convinced me. Yes, permission to take the boy, but remember, I will do it right away. Are you in there somewhere? Okay. How do we get him through to the gate? Will he be following us to the gate? Does he know the route to the gate? This guy's gonna get himself killed. We should drop some of the stuff. Are our guns in full swing? No, they're not. Let's get everything to full swing. Where is Todd? I think he's here to open the gate. I think we have to open the door here. I think we have to go back to the ship for a moment and drop the stuff there so that we have carrying capacity. So we have permission. That is good. Let's go to the submarine. Do we have taken everything there is here? Yes, we have. Man, this is a poor fella. Okay, let's start dropping stuff. And we have a lot of stuff to drop. Maybe we should keep the grenades. Oh wait, we keep that because I'm not sure we're gonna need that. Is there no technology we can... Oh, yeah, we can. We should keep these. A lot of guns. Sadly, the shields are trash. Wait, how good are these? Damage of special ranged weapon attacks is increased by... Is that a special ranged weapon attack? I'm not sure. Heat damage, bio damage, cold damage, mechanical damage. That's not gonna do anything, right? Okay. High frequency shield emitter. Medicine is increased by... Grants one extra utility slot. That's not going to help us any. What is that? No, no help. And the boots will be no help either, I'm pretty sure. So I think that it is. Good. Let's get out of the hatch. Keep moving. Man, do I have a bad feeling about this. To unlock. I've talked to your parents, they allow it. Yes, they do. Todd brings his right arm near the gate control screen. The red light turns green and the gate opens. It pauses, almost as if it wishes to turn away and leave, but he instantly speaks with a new voice, not dissimilar to his unusual timbre. Todd? He looks around. Svenja? Can you hear me, Todd? Yes, I'm helping Kedron and you are feeling well. How's our baby boy doing, Todd? What's the matter, Svenja? Who's your boy? Don't you know what I'm talking about? It took long for us, Svenja, but we finally did it. You give me a boy. Todd, I'm dead. Frey's dead. We did not survive the birth. My parents, your parents, everyone. You're waiting for me, to make me so happy, for so long. It can't be. Oh boy, they're all dead. Oh my god. Everyone is dead. Oh, this is horrifying. Okay, I'll stop it here. We'll see each other next time. Bye.